Hello and welcome back to another video. My name is Kevin, and by far the most asked question on this channel is, does Vietnam have a retirement visa? Well, the short answer is no, they don't at the moment. However, in this video, I will answer your questions about retirement in Vietnam and give you some information so you can make the most informed decision for you and your family. This video will kick off our retiree series, which will walk you retirees through the process of considering Vietnam a great option for living in and retiring in. Don't forget to download your free Hanoi travel guide. Link is in the description. If you're looking for a place to retire and you've never considered Vietnam, then this video is for you. As one of the most welcoming and mysterious countries in Southeast Asia, Vietnam has a lot to offer retirees. With over 2,000 miles of coastline, small fishing villages, and ancient Buddhist temples, Vietnam is a popular retirement destination for those seeking tranquility on a budget. But before you take that leap and retire in Vietnam, it's important to understand what the move entails so that you can properly plan an overseas retirement. You may also want to consider working with a financial advisor before you come so you can make sure that all your finances are in order so you can prepare for this adventure. Due to the recent updates in Vietnam's immigration law, the only path at the moment for retirement in Vietnam is getting a Vietnam business visa or getting a Vietnam investor visa. Okay, so now that we have all that out of the way, now you're probably asking yourself, Kev, what are the best places for retirees to live in Vietnam? Well, Vietnam is one of the best Asian countries for expats to retire. The modern comfort, affordability, and relaxing vibe of the country makes it a favorite destination for thousands of retired foreigners every year. So here are the best cities to retire in Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh City. Vietnam's largest city has a prominent history and plenty of museums showing the country's history. Ho Chi Minh City is a popular tourist destination that attracts tourists all over the world with its fascinating history and culture, skyscrapers, temples, and Chinese pagodas. The best thing about living in Ho Chi Minh City is that you can find accommodation that matches any kind of budget. Hanoi. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam, known for its centuries-old architecture and rich culture. It is a great place to explore and go sightseeing on foot. The city is famous for its delicious cuisine, vibrant nightlife, and the production of exotic handicrafts. In Hanoi, you will find a multicultural community from different cultures and parts of the world, so you will meet new people and learn about their culture. Hoi An. If you are passionate about clothes and shopping, Hoi An is a great place for that. Hoi An is known for its textile industry, and people visit the city to get tailor-made clothes. Besides the high-quality clothes, Hoi An has many natural landscapes, beautiful beaches, and a mix of Chinese, Vietnamese, and Japanese cultures. Hoi An is a great place to live with your significant other and enjoy your golden years together. Da Nang. Da Nang is a coastal city located in south central Vietnam, known for its sandy beaches. Many retirees choose Da Nang because of its clean environment, low pollution, great standards of living and infrastructure, and it's the biggest city that is the most cost-effective here in Vietnam. Da Nang has a tropical monsoon climate with an average annual temperature of 79 degrees Fahrenheit and higher temperatures during the summer months, which is perfect for spending your days one-on-one on those beautiful beaches in Da Nang. Nha Trang. Nha Trang Chang is another coastal resort that is perfect for spending your retirement in Nha Trang. The city has some of the most beautiful beaches in Vietnam with crystal clear waters, diving sites, and offshore islands. Cost of living. Before you sell your home and buy a one-way ticket to Vietnam, you should compare the cost of living. As many financial advisors would tell you, you'll want to assess the total cost of living in another country versus the cost of living in the USA. According to Numbeo, a website that collects pricing data from citizens, the average cost of living in Ho Chi Minh City is 170% lower than in New York City. However, that's not including rent. In Vietnam, rent is on average 538% cheaper than in New York City. While your cost of living and rent will depend on your lifestyle as well as the city you live in, your dollar will go much further in Vietnam than in most US cities. For example, a 3-course dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant is about $25. Gasoline runs approximately $4 per gallon, and a bottle of medium quality wine will set you back $9. Visa and residency. While Vietnam does not have a retirement visa at the moment, there are several options for individuals who want to retire here in Vietnam. Americans can apply for a visa to enter through any Vietnamese embassy and be approved for either a 1-month visa or a 3-month visa, but can only stay in Vietnam for 3 months at a time. Due to the recent updates on Vietnam's immigration law, the only path to retirement in Vietnam for retired foreigners is either getting a Vietnam business visa or a Vietnam investor visa. So in order to break down this just a little bit, I'm going to put an infographic right here, and so you can see what it will cost and the process to start a business here in Vietnam. But you have two options. Number one is opening a representative office for $2,500 USD. What you'll need is you'll need a parent company in your home country, at least 2 years of tax returns, proof of funds in your bank account to invest, and number 4, it'll take 2 to 3 months to form. Okay, and your second option would be setting up an independent company in Vietnam, which will cost you around $5,000 US. So these are the steps you need to take in order to open up an independent company in Vietnam. So step number 1 is have sufficient investment capital. Number 2, if you need a special license, then they'll charge you separately. 3, you need to have up to 3 owners with 3 nationalities, 3 different foreigners, basically. It could be Vietnamese and US citizen and maybe a Brit citizen, right? And then that will take 2 to 3 months to form. So there you go. Healthcare. Healthcare in Vietnam does not enjoy a great reputation. The World Health Organization ranks the nation's healthcare system as 160th out of 189 countries. Vietnam has a universal healthcare system that combines both Eastern and Western medicine. Everyone in Vietnam has access to basic medical care, and the cost and access to healthcare can range quite a bit between rural and big cities. In urban areas, both public and private hospitals do exist. Expats tend to favor private hospitals because they are more closely matched with the standards of what they are used to in their home countries. Most expats will get private health coverage while living in Vietnam. Most experts will advise that you get a plan that will reimburse you for the cost while you're in Vietnam so that you can pay for your coverage and then you'll get your money back. Health insurance typically costs about $60 per month in Vietnam. Public hospitals typically only charge a few dollars for their services, but private institutions do not charge much more. A consultation at a private hospital typically is around $30. These are some of the benefits of what is offered here in Vietnam when it comes to your health care and the type of doctors that they have here. Primary health care is here, specialty care is here, you have your dental care, vision care, alternative medicine, mental health services, also rehabilitation services here, home services, as well as health screenings and preventative care here, top of the notch stuff, and emergency care. But the prices are still low and affordable for everyone. everybody. Housing and accommodation. Many retirees choose to live in beach towns such as Nha Trang or Da Nang. It's important to note that whether you choose to live in one of these cities or a larger city like Hanoi, your cost of living are going to vary. However, these costs are likely to be less than you would be if you were living in the States. The average house cost in Nha Trang is about $429 per square foot in the city center. When you compare that to Ho Chi Minh City to New York City, New York boasts home costs that are 220% higher. Overall, the cost of living and the cost of house in Vietnam is significantly lower than in the USA. Climate and weather. Vietnam has diverse climate with 3 distinct regions: the North, Central, and the South. The North experiences 4 seasons with hot summers and cold winters, while the South has a more tropical climate with 2 main seasons, wet and dry, while the Central Vietnam is categorized by a mix of climates, including tropical monsoons and highland temperature climates. Retirees can enjoy a variety of outdoor activities year-round, from beach outings and hiking in the mountains to exploring cultural sites without extreme weather conditions affecting their plans. Cultural and recreational opportunities. Vietnam boasts a rich cultural heritage with ancient temples, historical landmarks, and traditional festivals showcasing its diverse traditions. Retirees can immerse themselves in Vietnamese culture by learning about traditional crafts, participating in cooking classes, and attending cultural performances such as water puppetry and folk music. Recreational opportunities abound, include relaxing on pristine beaches, exploring lush national parks, or embarking on adventurous activities like kayaking, trekking, and cycling through this picturesque landscapes. Safety and security. While the United States government does not have any restrictions on visiting Vietnam, there are a few things that you may want to consider before moving here. These items are related to include safety. The 3 largest cities in Vietnam, such as Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, often have smog advisories that can be irritating on some people's health. Driving is very different from driving at home, so most people struggle to learn the driving skills here in Vietnam. The crime rate is very low here in Vietnam, but access to Western healthcare is limited, so personal safety may also be an issue for some foreigners. But overall, Vietnam is a very safe and enjoyable place to live, but you may want to prepare accordingly if you are concerned about one of those above items. Language and communication. While Vietnamese is the official language, English is increasingly spoken, especially in the urban areas and tourist destinations. Retirees can enhance their experience by learning Vietnamese phrases such as Xin chào, which means hello, and Tạm biệt, which means goodbye, which can help you facilitate during interactions and foster deeper connections with locals. Language schools and cultural centers offer language classes tailored to expatriates, providing retirees with an opportunity to improve their language skills and grow insights into Vietnamese culture and customs. Community and expat networks. If you like this content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Vietnam has a vibrant expat community comprising of retirees, digital nomads, and professionals from all around the world. Retirees can connect with fellow expats through social media, through social events, through clubs, and other online forums, which serve as a valuable resource for sharing experiences while in the country, offering support while in the country, and building friendships, long-lasting friendships. Expat networks also provide practical assistance such as advice on navigating local bureaucracy, finding reputable services, and accessing healthcare options tailored to expats' needs. Expat Tax Considerations. If you become a resident of Vietnam, you will be subject to taxes on any income you earn, regardless of if it's earned in Vietnam or not. These tax rates do not exceed 5% 5% unless it comes from an inheritance or gift, which is taxed at 10%. Non-residents are taxed on income earned inside Vietnam at a rate of 20%. They are not taxed on income earned outside of the country. Keep in mind that even if you live outside the U.S., you'll still need to file a U.S. tax return as an expat. I file my taxes every year. Even if I make zero, I still have to file. So just keep that in mind. You're going to have to file regardless. You'll also have to file even if you don't end up having to pay any U.S. taxes. Travel and exploration. So Vietnam's strategic location in Southeast Asia makes it an ideal hub for exploring neighboring countries like Cambodia, Laos, Thailand, or Myanmar. Retirees can embark on leisurely trips or adventurous expeditions, whether it's cruising along the Mekong Delta, visiting ancient temples in Angkor Wat, or trekking through the jungles of northern Thailand. With affordable transportation options and a well-developed tourism infrastructure, retirees can easily plan and execute their travel adventures, creating unforgettable memories during their retirement years. Volunteer and community engagement opportunities. Retirees can make a meaningful impact by volunteering their time and skills to support local communities here in Vietnam. Opportunities for volunteering include teaching English to disadvantaged children, in participating in environmental conservation projects, or providing assistance to vulnerable groups such as the elderly or refugees. Engaging in community services not only allows retirees to give back to society, but also fosters a sense of fulfillment, purpose, and social connection, enriching their retirement experience here in Vietnam. Here's some bonus tips for you for retiring overseas. Consider talking to a financial advisor about making plans for retiring overseas. Finding the right financial advisor who fits your needs doesn't need to be hard. You can go online, or I would personally recommend ask a friend. I'm sure someone's in your same position who has a good financial advisor in your home country. They can definitely point you in the right direction there. And then here in Vietnam, if you need help with a financial advisor, I can help you out. So I have connections with Vietnamese local financial advisors, so they can help you out here. And the second tip is an essential part of saving for retirement is making sure the money you save remains untouched. Dipping into your savings may seem tempting in the beginning, but if you're low on cash, you will pay for it down the line. Consider creating an emergency fund so that you can deal with life's little challenges without raiding your nest egg. So the bottom line is Vietnam has dreamy landscapes, friendly locals, good healthcare, a low crime rate, and inexpensive living. However, it has no retirement visa yet. So I anticipate that they will change this retirement thing, this visa, soon. Actually, here in the country, they've been talking about it. So it's coming. It's definitely coming. So stay tuned. Links for all of the research I did for this video is in the description. All right. Thank you for watching. That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you hit the like button on your way out. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more content here in Vietnam about dating, about expat life, about traveling in throughout Vietnam and the world, and about teaching and doing business here in Vietnam. Again, I have a free travel guide here in Hanoi. Its link is in the description. See you on the next one.